Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share a story that's been weighing on me for a while. It's a story about love, trust, and the painful silence that can grow between two people. It's the story of my marriage, and how I saw everything, yet pretended I saw nothing, until it was far too late. My wife, Sarah, and I were the couple everyone envied. We met in college, fell in love over late-night study sessions and cheap coffee, and got married right after graduation. Our first few years were a whirlwind of building a life together. We bought a small house, adopted a dog, and celebrated every little victory. I thought we were invincible, that our love was a fortress. But fortresses can crumble from the inside. The first crack appeared about a year ago. It was subtle, almost unnoticeable. Sarah started working late more often. "Big project at work," she'd say, looking tired. I didn't question it. She was ambitious, and I was proud of her. Then came the phone calls she'd take in another room, the way she'd angle her phone away from me when a text came through. My gut started twisting into knots, but my mind refused to connect the dots. This was Sarah. My Sarah. There had to be a logical explanation. The first concrete piece of evidence I found was a receipt. It fell out of her coat pocket one evening. A dinner for two at a fancy restaurant I'd never been to, on a night she was supposedly working late. The date seared into my brain. I remember feeling the air leave my lungs. I confronted her, my voice shaking. She laughed it off. "Oh, that was a client dinner, silly. I forgot to expense it." Her explanation was smooth, confident. She made me feel foolish for even doubting her. I wanted to believe her so badly that I did. I tucked my suspicion away and told myself I was being paranoid. But the little things kept piling up. The scent of a cologne that wasn't mine on her clothes. The girls' nights out that seemed to happen every weekend. I became a detective in my own home, piecing together a puzzle I didn't want to solve. I found emails, messages, a whole hidden world she was living without me. The man's name was Alex. He was a colleague from her big project. They weren't just having dinner. They were building a life parallel to ours. I saw it all. I read the messages where they talked about their future, the pet names they had for each other, the plans they made. Each word was a fresh wound. But what did I do? Nothing. I did absolutely nothing. I'd go to work, come home, kiss her hello, and ask about her day, all while this poison was coursing through my veins. Why? I've asked myself that 1,000 times. I think I was scared, terrified. If I said it out loud, it would become real. My perfect life, our perfect marriage, would shatter. And I wasn't ready to live in the wreckage. So I chose denial. I chose silence. I pretended to be the clueless, loving husband. This charade went on for months. I lived a double life. By day, I was a successful professional. By night, I was a silent witness to my own heart's destruction. I watched her get dressed up, a spark in her eye that wasn't for me, and I'd say, "You look beautiful. Have fun." And a part of me would die inside. I became an actor in my own tragedy, playing a role I was starting to despise. The stress was immense. I lost weight, I couldn't sleep, and I was distant with friends and family. They noticed something was wrong, but I just blamed it on work. The breaking point, the moment I could no longer pretend, wasn't some dramatic confrontation. It was quiet. It was an ordinary Tuesday evening. She came home late, humming a tune. She kissed me on the cheek and said she was exhausted and going straight to bed. I nodded. Later that night, I couldn't sleep. I walked past the guest room and saw a light under the door. I gently pushed it open. She was asleep in the guest bed, her phone clutched in her hand. On the screen, still illuminated, was a picture of her and Alex. They were on a beach somewhere, smiling, his arm wrapped around her. They looked so happy, so real. In that single quiet moment, the dam broke. All the pain, the anger, the betrayal I had suppressed for months came crashing down. It wasn't about them anymore. It was about me, my cowardice, my silence. By not acting, I had allowed this to fester. I had disrespected myself. I had let her disrespect our marriage without a single word of protest. I realized that my fear of losing her had made me lose myself. The next morning, I didn't shout. I didn't scream. I just packed a bag. When she came downstairs for coffee, she saw the suitcase by the door. "What's this?" she asked, confused. I looked at her, really looked at her, for the first time in months. "I know, Sarah," I said, my voice steady. "I know about Alex. I've known for a long time." The color drained from her face. There were no more lies, no more easy explanations. Just the cold, hard truth hanging in the air between us. There was no big fight. There were just tears, and a quiet, devastating end to everything we had built. Looking back, I realized my silence was a mistake. It didn't protect our marriage. It only prolonged the pain and allowed the deception to grow deeper. By pretending not to see, I became complicit. I learned a brutal lesson. You cannot save something by ignoring its fatal wounds. Sometimes you have to face the heartbreak head-on to begin the healing process, even if it means tearing everything down first. It's been a few months now. The divorce is in progress. Healing is a slow, non-linear journey. But for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm living in reality again, not a carefully constructed lie. If you're going through something similar, if you feel that gnawing suspicion in your gut, please don't make the same mistake I did. Don't let fear silence you. Your peace of mind and your self-respect are worth more than a broken illusion. Confronting the truth is terrifying, but living a lie is a slow death. Thank you so much for listening to my story. It's not easy to be this vulnerable, but I hope that by sharing it, someone out there might find the strength they need. If you found this story meaningful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more content. Your support means the world to me. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.